Yeah. So today, we're gonna take through two important procedures, ma'am. One is proc transpose, other one is proc means. So mainly,
Yeah.
we use proc transpose, to transpose data. Transpose in the sense changing variables to observations and vice versa. Okay. So here, vice versa means changing variables to observations and observations to variables. Okay. And
Okay.
on the other hand, proc means is something it is one of the most important and widely used data analysis procedure. Okay, yeah. So let's jump on to this proc transpose. So we mainly use proc transpose whenever we see, whenever our output data set has a summarized data. Okay.
Okay.
For example, take take a data where we have multiple transactions. Okay, multiple transactions. I mean, the transactors. I mean, the customer names, account numbers, and the transaction amounts. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we do summary. We do a summary based on the transaction amounts. So once we do the summary based on transaction amounts, and what we do is we just convert them, instead of showing the client what is the transaction amount specific to a particular, for example, take it as a not customer, just take it as some kind of a total revenue in the entire country. Okay, so we have,
Okay.
so across all our states we divide each revenue across each state.
Okay.
So normally we showcase in a way that our data comes in a way that um, co- rows will have states and columns will have data, which in which it will have the revenue details.
Okay.
So what we do is at the end, we just we just summarize the data, and at the end we transpose the data in a way that these rows, okay, which
Mm-hmm.
have the state names, we transpose them to the column names.
Columns.
So in a way that under each state we'll have the revenue details. So it will be more easy to view the data, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of viewing it row wise, it will be more easy. We just see, okay, under this state, and so under Andhra Pradesh, we have this particular data set. I mean, revenue. Under Telangana, we have this particular revenue in that way. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that
Yeah.
is the main purpose of using transpose. Whenever we do a grouping of variables, okay, grouping in the sense, while talking through proxical, we're gonna know what is grouping, but even though uh, we went through first dot and last dot, right, ma'am? N plus one,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
Cumulative sum in that way. So we can do cumulative
Okay.
sum based on states, right?
Okay.
Because for example, each month, a state poses a revenue of some amount. Okay, what we do,
Okay.
we do a cumulative sum based on each state. So at the end, we get we get one row which will have the state name and the revenue details, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what we do at the end, we just use proc transpose, to transpose the state names as the column names, and below that we'll have the data as the in form of row data, right, ma'am?
Okay.
Yeah. The
Mm.
same way
Yeah.
we use proc transpose. So let's see, we have quite a few examples and statements in terms of options and statements in terms of proc transpose. Yeah. So first is proc transpose, syntax of proc transpose options, var variable list, by variable list, id variable list, and then copy variable. So let's see what is each and every statement here. Okay. First run will run this particular data set, which will have id, name, sex, age, and salary. Okay. Yeah. And now, yeah. So first option is data equal data set name.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, so data equal data set name, we'll run this and see what happens here. Okay. So what happens is by default, it will transpose all the numeric data. Okay. So it will transpose all the numeric data. Remember, if you see this data, ID, it should be here, right? At the
Yeah.
top. Okay. So it got transposed. So by default, so it transposes all the data in terms of, no, only in terms
Into
of
rows.
numeric data. Yeah. Yeah. Into rows.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can specify our, our specified or, our respective, whichever variable, we want transpose. Okay. So let's see another option called prefix. Prefix equal to name. So so we have these column names, right? By default they come under column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, and so on. So how many rows are, so how many columns are there? Those many, no, those many column names will be defined as 1, 2, so col 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. In order to change that, we can give a respective prefix equal to name. Okay. So when once we give prefix equal to name an option, we'll get, suppose if we give, if we have given a name to, prefix equal to name, it will come as name 1, name 2, name 3, and so on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The next option is out equal dataset one. Out equal dataset. For example, you want to make sure, the transposed data should be in DS2, because if you don't mention out equal DS2, by default, you'll be getting a dataset name called data 1, data 2 in this way. Okay, data 2. Okay.
Okay.
So SAS by default treats, by default treats the even though, we haven't given out equal dataset name, it by default, it just considers out equal dataset names as data 1, data 2, and so on, based on our repetition of name, transposes. Okay. So let's see.
Yeah.
So here, first example, here we have mentioned out equal to dataset name, and in the var in the so it is a variable list. So whichever, if if you don't specify var, I mean this var statement, by default proc transposes the numeric variables. Okay. But if you want to specify some kind of variables which you want to transpose them, we'll use var. Okay.
Okay.
So you see, in the where list, I have mentioned all the column names available in the data set. So it will just simply transpose the data. Okay.
Yeah.
So rows into columns. Yeah. And now. And now I mentioned prefix equal to SAS. If you see carefully, if you observe carefully, second.
Prefix. Okay.
Yeah. If you observe carefully, we have column 1, column 2, column 3, and so on, right? I have mentioned
Yeah.
prefix equal to SAS, sorry, no, which will eventually give you it will replace column 1 to SAS 1, SAS 2, SAS 3, and so on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes.
Next one. Yeah. For example, you want to sort the data based on sex. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you use by statement. Okay. You want to know. So what are the details based on the sex. So it will
Okay.
simple. You will simply mention, whenever you mention by statement in a particular procedure, always make sure that you use proc sort. As I mentioned previously, whenever
Yeah.
you use by in any kind of procedure or a data step, always make sure you sort the data.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is mandatory.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So output out equal to, we mentioned DS2. So DS2, so we got sorted data. Okay, so we
Mm.
have around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables. So across five, so for each 5 variables, we need to mention sex equal to f, and it will mention the data. So whichever data comes under it, it will just prints out here. Okay, and now, so we are mentioning sex here, right?
Yeah.
So what is the use of again mentioning sex in the var list? right?
Okay.
Yeah. So we removed.
So it is character, it only transposes the numeric you told, right? That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah, but we are mentioning by, we are specifically mentioning by sex, right?
Yeah.
Then what is the use of using again sex in the where list? Anyways, we get to know what are the data present across the sex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what is the use of again using sex in the where list? It will be, it will be data confusion, right? If we see here, we
Okay.
have F here. Anyways, we have, anyways we see data here.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So we'll remove sex in the where and just we use by sex. That's it. It'll be more
Okay.
clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Mm. So
Okay.
under F ID 20. So what are and so what are the variables? So what are the data present under F? I mean female data, and what is the male data? So if you observe carefully, under female data we have 102 103. So the names are DF JKL and the ages are 21 and 25 and the salary and so on and the IDs are these these are the IDs. Okay. Sorry, these are the
First,
salary.
we got the IDs for female. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are IDs for male.
Names. Yeah.
Hmm. We sort the our data is sorted in a sorted order, right?
Yeah.
So it will be F and M.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. And next one,
Okay.
next one, and here you have mentioned prefix here. Okay, prefix here,
Mm-hmm.
and we have an option called ID name. Okay, so what does it do? It just gives out the names of the variables. Okay. You see here we have SAS DEF, SAS JKL, SAS ABC. So all these are names, right? So in the name column we have DEF, JKL, ABC, MNO, and XYZ. Okay.
Yeah.
Once you mention ID, once you mention ID, I'll remove X here. ID name. So what does it do? It will just simply outputs all its all the names under column called name into the column names of the transposed data. Okay, got it, ma'am? Got this question? Sorry, got this logic here?
Uh, can you repeat once again?
Okay. So if you observe the data, what we have data in the name column, we have name. Under name, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, J,
Yeah.
K, L, M, N, O, X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we have an option called ID. Every time
Uh,
it's not, every time it's not that, we have SAS as the variable name. Okay. If you observe, if I don't mention ID here, what we're gonna have? You have SAS 1, SAS 2, SAS 3. So
yes.
it is not that accurate, to to just see the data. What is the SAS 1, what is SAS 3? Okay. We can't just tell the
Okay.
data what's under SAS 1, what's under SAS 2, and what's under SAS 3, right? Can you tell the data?
Mm-hmm.
No, right?
No.
No. So instead of that, if you mention, if you specify something more unique, okay?
Okay.
Unique in the sense so ID, so we have a statement called ID in the product transpose. What does it do? It will take the we just give ID a particular unique name so that that particular column data will be given to the transposed columns in the
Okay.
transposed data. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if I remove this particular prefix and you see what happens. You see, so the data
Got
under
the names.
DEF, data under JKL. So in this way, we can simply make sure that. So what is the data of DEF? For example, we have quite a few columns. Quite a few. For example, just take an example of a revenues and the annual expenditure. What is the revenue? What are the other expenditures for each and every state or a country. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it will be more easy, right? So if you mention here Andhra Pradesh, so now it will just simply give you what are the states, what are the details below Andhra Pradesh, right? So for example, take first revenue, and next one is its population, okay, its expenditure, okay, its net income, everything. You got my point, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in that way, ID helps us in that way. Okay. Next one. Next one is age. Copy. Okay. For example, you don't want to transpose a column name. Okay. A column name. Okay. So no, you want no, you'll simply what you will do, you'll simply ignore the column name from the var list. Okay. So what happens,
Okay.
if you ignore the column name from the var list, ma'am?
We don't get those values in the output.
Exactly. Okay. So, but what you want is, I want to ignore the data in the, I don't want to transpose the data in the call, in the, yeah, sorry, in the output data set, but I still want the data to be intact in the data set. Okay. I'll use copy. So copy is a statement where you don't transpose the data. Okay. You don't
Okay.
transpose the data, but will still have the data as is in the output transpose data set. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, we have age. Okay. Age column
Mm-hmm.
and age. Okay. ID, name, sex, and salary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is 32 doesn't 32 have all the data?
Yeah.
One of just a second. Okay, sorry. No, not this way, but this is kind of an data untransposed data. Okay. So for instance, mm, yeah. So, yeah, it will come in this way. So this age will be will remain intact, okay, and the rest all will be transposed.
Okay.
Right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Hmm. And here, okay. So then let's in the next example, copy name by sex and ID age, prefix SAS. Okay. So you'll get data based on sex. This one.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Next one and next one. So you want to mention ID equal to name and just remove prefix. It will be more easy for you to understand if I remove prefix. And now I'll run the data. You see, female, male. Okay, age is undisturbed. So under ID and under DEF. So what is the what I'll mention age also here. Yeah. So under ID, what are the ID under DEF? Okay, DEF. What are the sorry details of DEF, JKL, ABC, MNO, XYZ. Okay, got it, ma'am?
Yeah.
Hmm. So this is what proc transpose is.
Okay.
Any question, ma'am, in the proc transpose?
No.
Clear?
Clear.
Okay. So now tell me, what are the the syntax of proc transpose, ma'am?
Proc transpose options.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the syntax, ma'am.
It is the syntax, right? We are giving proc transport and the options like ID.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All this command is syntax, not just this one.
So these options means at a time we are not using all the
These are
options.
these are
No?
statements, okay? So in a statement for the proc transpose, options will be in this way. Will be enclosed in
Okay.
less than greater than symbols, but these are
Okay.
statements. Okay. Yeah. So at a time, in the sense, only using these, we get a clear and clarified data.
Okay.
Okay. So all these come under as statement, as the mandatory syntax of a proc transpose, because options,
Okay.
in proc, in any procedure, options can be many, not just one. So no, we
Okay.
can't just we can't remember all the options, but the thing is, these statements are only few, 4 or 5, 4 or 5 statements will be there for any procedure where where thing is, you have to remember all those statements.
Okay.
Okay, it is simple, ma'am. First one is where. Where is something that it will,
Variable
yeah,
list.
all the variable list, whichever you want to mention, you have to mention the
Okay.
variable list. You know what is by. By
By
statement is something that
exactly.
it is, yeah, it will separate data as per the by variable. Okay.
Okay.
What is ID, ma'am?
ID gives the column name,
Exactly. Column
whatever
name.
the name we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Column. Yeah. How about copy?
Copy is for whatever the column we want as it is without getting transposed.
Yeah.
We have to mention that thing in copy.
Copy. Exactly. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is proc transpose. Yeah. Let's jump on to this
Okay.
proc means.
Okay.
Yeah. So ProcMeans is something that it is mostly useful for for data analysis, ma'am. So mainly in terms of calculating the descriptive statistics in terms of mean, median, count, sum, okay, number of
Okay.
observations, number of missing observations, percentiles, quartiles, standard deviation, okay. Yeah, we
Okay.
have we can even mention variance, sample t-test, and all. These come under some more defined topics which are not required now.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So let's go into basics, basic stats of basics, how to understand basic stats of in a particular data set. So the syntax is proc means data equal data set name as usual. So by variable list. Okay. By variable list, class variable list, where output equal data set. Okay. So by variable list is something that whenever you mention by variable list, so it will give you a separate statistics for each and every by by data. For example, you have a certain data in data as F and M, okay, and female and male. So you want to make sure you need to have a separate statistics for female and male, okay.
Okay.
So it will give you the separate statistics for for female and male in different pages of observe in different pages in the result window, okay.
Okay.
And in terms of class, so class is something that it will give you the separate statistics, but so it will give you the separate statistics for each by and for each F and M, but it will combine both. Okay, it won't give you separately in the sense in different windows. It will give you in one window. That's it. Okay, that's the main
Okay.
difference of by and class. But
Okay.
what is the other differences? By requires no, by request, always by request.
Uh,
No,
Excuse me.
yeah,
Harmit is calling.
yeah, okay, ma'am.
I'll attend her call.
Sure, sure.
So, can we wait for 2 minutes? She'll be joining it since. Hello?
And, ma'am, we are in the middle
Harmit
of,
will be joining.
yeah, yeah, I get your point, but yeah, it's okay. She'll listen this proc means, yeah.
Yeah. She thought it will be tomorrow, it seems.
Yeah. Ma'am, can you hear us?
Yeah,
No, no, no. Pamit, ma'am. What I mean to say, Pamit, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, ma'am. Yeah. Okay.
right.
No, yeah. I know we just started this proc means, ma'am. Okay. We'll just start it again. Yeah. So proc means, is one of the most common SAS procedures where we use it for data analysis. Okay. So we mainly calculate the descriptive statistics in terms of mean, median, count, number of missing values, number of non-missing values. Okay. We even calculate other metrics like percentiles, quartiles, standard deviation, yeah, and variance. And we have many other many other metrics to calculate. But for now, we'll just stick on to this mean, median, count, some non-missing values and missing values. Okay. The syntax is in this way. So we'll have data equal dataset name. Proc means data equal dataset name, by variable list, class variable list, and var variable list, and output equal dataset name. Okay. So now we'll go through one by one. Simple. No, in terms of so basically, proc means we always make sure we calculate. In order to analyze data, we all as we have to only use numeric data but not the character data. We can't analyze in terms of data when it is when it is going to character, right? So by default we'll use so by default proc means we'll give the analysis of only the numeric variables.
Numerative.
Yeah. Yeah. So here the by statement is something called calculate separate statistics for each by group. Okay. And class is something that group the analysis. Okay. So both does the same, but by give you data on each by group separately, but class will will club everything, but it'll be in a separate way. Okay. You'll get to know, ma'am. How to
Okay.
what is this thing called separate in terms of analysis. Next one is where. Okay. So whichever numeric variables you want to analyze, you have to specify in the variable list, but not the character. Okay. Next one, output. Whenever you want to output specific data, okay, specific analyze data, you'll mention output. Okay. Yeah. And
Okay.
next one, first is data equal dataset option. Just a second. I'll import this data. Okay. So if you observe carefully, so what do we have in this data set? So we have, yeah. So we have around 499 observations. Okay. And we have age, business unit, Q quarter, in the first quarter, second quarter, third, sorry. Uh okay. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. Okay. Yeah. That's in the data. That's the data here. So the ranges Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q5. Okay. So so the data as per the Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q5. There's a business unit. So we'll be dealing all and the entirely on the numeric data. Okay. First one. So proc means did not data equal test var. So why did we mention here hyphen, ma'am? So what is
We
it?
are giving the range, all
Range.
the variables.
Okay. So what if we have some other variable? No, does it come under in this Q1, Q5?
No, those are separate. BU and one more is there.
Okay. Yeah. So ma'am, just tell me in which scenarios we use this kind of hyphens. ma'am?
Yeah, hyphens.
So no, tell me, why do we use hyphens?
When
It is for range only.
Okay, I mean range in the sense, range in the sense, what kind of range? When you are there.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, I mean, my point is range. What do you mean by range here?
like it's 1 to 5,
Okay,
Q1 to 5.
okay, yeah, yes, ma'am. So no, so whenever we have identical, whenever we have same name, okay, same name of
Okay.
variables, the only change is the last numeric part. Okay, I mean,
Okay.
I can have I can just have here any variable num1 equal to num5. It'll give
Okay.
us all the data present between num1 to num5. So here the difference is it makes sure 1 to 5 it will have same name. Okay. So for instance, if we have num1 and then again num of 5. Okay. No, it can't, it can't give us the data. So here the thing is we should have identical names, identical prefixes. Okay.
Yeah.
Identical prefixes and iterated suffixes, which is one, two, three, and so on in that way.
Okay.
Got it, ma'am? Yeah. So it'll be easy for us to mention because here we have we may have just Q1 to Q5, but in real time we may have Q1 to Q40, Q1 to Q20 or Q30. Okay. So we just can't go on mentioning Q1, Q2, Q3 until Q30, right? We simply mention Q1 hyphen Q30. Yeah. So, so there's a list of data which we'll be getting in the result window where we'll have the variables which we mentioned. So the first column is the variable column which will have Q1 to Q5 and next one is label which will have Q1 to Q5. N. N is something called, what is N, ma'am?
N is the number of observations.
Something more to add on.
Sorry, I missed your question. What's the
What,
question?
what is N here? Yeah, Shani ma'am, you are there, but something more to add on. N is the number of observations.
That are non-missing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mean, standard deviation, minimum, and maximum. Okay, you know what is mean. Okay, standard deviation, and this one is minimum and maximum. These are kind of
Mm.
descriptive statistics which we get from the ProcMeans. Which will be five,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Okay, 5 are the default statistics which we'll be getting from the data, and we can and there are many more, but default is these 5. And if you want more than these, you can just mention whichever you want. The stats. Okay.
Okay.
I just added here n and n miss. So what is n miss, ma'am?
Number of missing numeric observations.
Yeah. So I see here 5 missing here and 12 missing here, 13, 15, so 25 and 8. Okay. So in this way, you can you can easily find out how many missing values are there across each and every variables. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Next one. So I'm getting here label, right? If you see both variable and label are same. Instead of I can
Yeah.
just remove this label. I mentioned no labels as an option.
Okay.
Okay, I'm getting only variable n and n miss. That's it. Next one. Yeah. So you want to group analysis. You want to have group analysis of variable of a particular variable in terms of age. Okay. So let's see what happens. Class. So I mentioned class age where Q1 to Q5. Okay. If you see, so the analysis came under one roof. For age 1, I have analysis n observations, number of observations, 131 variables Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, and n misses 0. So there is no missing in terms of age. For 2, no missing. For 3, no missing. And for 4, I have missing of 2 observations.
Mm.
Okay, in this way. Observation in Q4, it seems. Yeah. Clear, ma'am? This is the group analysis. Okay. So in this way, now you can easily perform group analysis. For example, just take it as a, in a country called USA. So now, what is the each and every state's data in terms of, what is the cumulative information or what is the final, analysis of each and every state in terms of their revenue, their population, their annual budget, and their um, gross income, all these. Okay. So all this under one roof, you'll be easily under, you'll get the data. So how many are missing, how many are not missing. You get the mean, median, mode, and everything. One. Next one. So here I get number of observations, right? Even this is not required. Even because anyways we have n, right? So I mentioned n here. No, so no base something that it will just remove number of observations. So it will remove n obs. Okay. Yeah. So there is no n obs here. There is one more option in terms of no obs. Next one. So we can even use formats. Okay. For example, so I have mentioned 1. Okay. 1 represents ages less than 25. 2 represents ages less than, so ages between 25 to 34. 3 represents age between so on and so on. And 6 represents 60 or more. Okay. That's what I represent data in terms of ages. Right, ma'am? So our
Yeah.
actual data have under age column we have 1 to 6. Okay. So for 1, the actual data is 1 represents age less than 25. Okay. So the data which belongs to 1 are data of age less than age 25 in that way. So I just want to add this particular data column. Yeah. So class age format.
Mm.
So we mentioned format age dot. Okay. So why format instead of informat, ma'am?
We want in the output, that's why.
Yeah. Even in formats, what exact? I mean, even in formats, can't that give in the output, ma'am? In formats?
We want to read for the output part only.
No. Output read is different. Output is writing. Reading is different and writing is different, ma'am. Output is for writing. Okay. Anyways, ma'am, don't get confused. So, informat is something that we only read data in terms of data lines and external files. Okay. Here our data is an existing data set. So we use format. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
There is no confusion, ma'am. Even if I say in format, you stick on to format and say it's an existing source of data. But here, it's test is not a data lines, right? It's not an external file, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Format age dot var q1 to q5. Okay. So it will convert age. So in age, we'll have all the variable information.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. So we get data. I mean, in terms of analysis based on age, the number of observations, variables, var list, label, and so on. Okay, in their mean and their n number of observations. Next one. So, for example, so if till now what you have seen data, okay, yeah. So, for example, you want to see data in terms of descending order. Okay, you want to analyze data in terms of descending order. The option is simple: just class age slash mention slash descending. That's it. Okay, slash descending. Okay, so it'll give you the data in terms of descending order. Okay, 60 or more, 5, and so on. Right, ma'am?
Yeah.
So previously, we used to get less than 25 because it's by default it's a ascending order. But if you want a descending order, you have to mention it specifically. So you see here, mean, standard deviation, minimum, minimum, maximum data. Okay, so mean and maximum are data. So what is the maximum number, and and then what is the minimum number in particular data set, particular variable. Yeah. Next one. Next one. So for example, next one is in using by variable. Sorry, by statement. So suppose we want to analyze variables from Q1 to Qy, and you want them to output in a on each age level. Okay, on each age in separate tables. Okay, you want to mention on each in separate tables. So till now we got data into one table. So it's a it's a group analysis. Okay, so we got we got grouped into one roof, but you want to mention each under different tables. So you'll have data in terms of, so what you will do, you use by statement. So whenever you use by statement, always make sure to use proc sort. Okay, so it is, instead of class we use by age. It'll be the same analysis, but different tables. Age equal to null. Okay, we have null. Age equal to 25, 25 to 34, 35, and so on. Understood, ma'am? What is the difference between that and this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Class and age. Sorry, class and by statements. Yeah, both will be almost it'll give the same kind of data. The only change is the the description. And how it shows the data. That's it. But by requires sorting with the help of proc sort, but class doesn't require sorting. That's the use of that's the main use of class. Okay. Yeah. Next one. How to use output statement. For example, you have all the data. Okay. You have the final output, and instead of this result view, you want to see, you want to have data set. You want to have all this information in a data set. Okay. So we'll simply mention out equal to a data set name. Out equal to a dataset name. And here I mentioned, so I want mean and median to be in the dataset name. I simply mention mean equal to and median equal to. That's it. Okay. And let's see what is this auto name over there. Okay. So it will automatically names that to. Yeah. So here we mention class age and format age dot q1 to q5 output equal read in mean median auto name. Okay. So auto name is something that it will give you the names. So on which variables this mean and median have been performed. It will just give the uh, column name underscore the mean. The mean. I mean the which kind of analysis have been performed. So all this. So under Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, and Q5, the mean have been performed. Again, so for Q2, Q5, the median have been performed. Okay. So this will be in our final output data set. Right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. So regarding this underscore type underscore frequency underscore, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah. Frequency frequency is something that the number of observations and in each in each group of data. That's it. Okay. The frequency of it. No, yeah. Next one. So if you want to just auto label the information, okay. So I mentioned auto name and auto label the information. You simply mention auto label. That's it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. It simply auto labels the data. That's it. in this way, label Q1, Q1, and so on. Right, ma'am? Any questions here?
Clear, okay.
Okay. So we got Q1 only one, which is Q1 and Q2. Sorry, Q1 and Q2. So out equal to F1, I only mentioned mean. That's it. Even by default, it will give us all the data. Sorry, by default, it will give us all the data. But okay, we mentioned no print here, right? Okay, even by default, it will mention all the data. Okay, but still all the analysis in terms of n, mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, but still in the output we have mentioned specifically of only mean. Okay, mean equal to. So it will give us only the mean information in the output data set. Clear, ma'am?
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's up to the programmer. He can specify how many statistics he want in the output data set. Okay. For example, I want mean for Q1 and median for Q2. Okay. So previously what we used to get, ma'am, we used to get mean and median for both Q1 and Q2. But specifically, I want mean for Q1 and median for Q2. We'll simply mention that as mean of Q1 equal to comma median of Q2 equal to. That's it. And we'll give auto name. Right, ma'am? So
Yeah.
here it will give us the data in terms of Q1 and Q2. Q1 mean, Q2 median. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So next one is giving custom names to the output to the variables in the output. Okay. So here I know we just simply mention mean equal to it'll give its own custom name like mean underscore Q1, mean underscore Q2. Okay. Now I just want to mention a custom name for my mean to median. Yeah. So I mentioned median 1, mean 2, mean 3, mean 4, mean 5, and so on. Right, ma'am? I mean, you can mention in this way, okay, mean of Q1 equal to your name, mean of Q2 equal to whichever name you want, and so on. Okay. I mean, these are just 5 variables, and it's okay. And so, what about if you have many variables, right? That will be difficult for you. So, we'll just mostly, we'll just mention mean 1 to mean 5 in this way itself. Yeah, yeah. Next one. Yeah. Drop keep options. Yeah. Okay, so here we are getting this two automatic variables which are underscore type underscore, other one is underscore frequency underscore. If you want to remove these two, you'll simply mention drop option for the output data set, which is underscore type underscore frequency underscore. Yeah, so you get a refined data where you have age and the respective means across the the variables mentioned in the where statement. Okay, any question, ma'am, until now?
No, it's clear.
Okay, yeah. Next one, where statement. Okay. So as you know, in terms of procedures, you can either use where statement or a where option. So for now, let's use where statement. Okay. Proc means where Q1 greater than 1. So it will just give you the data, all the data where Q1 is greater than 1. That's it. Okay. So we get all the data in which Q1 is greater than 1. That's it. All right, ma'am? So it
Yeah.
simply filters the data where Q1 greater than 1, class age. Okay, I want class age where Q1 to Q5, output out equal to F1, So I want to drop underscore frequency underscore. I want to have only mean and median in my output data set. Okay. And here I'm at the start itself, what I'm doing, I'm just filtering the data based on Q1 greater than Q1. So Q1 greater than 1. That's it. So either you can use an op statement or an option based upon your interest. Okay. Yeah. The next one is it's about underscore n underscore type underscore, ma'am. So this is something that it'll give you it'll give you the levels of data, how the variables have been performing on each and every level. So we have type 1, type 2, type 3, and so on. Okay, until the number of variables performed in each and every type in terms of analysis. I guess needs some time on it, ma'am. Okay, we'll just have this tomorrow, ma'am. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I know it'll be a little tricky to understand. So we'll have I just need some time on this. So until now, any questions in terms of proc transpose and proc means, ma'am?
No, it's clear
No,
for me.
that's you, yeah.
Yeah, ma'am, Pamit, ma'am, just go through proc transpose. It'll be little. It doesn't take much of a time, ma'am. It is a
Yeah.
simple concept. Just go through it.
Sorry,
Okay.
I thought it's tomorrow evening you guys were talking about.
No, I mentioned right, ma'am, 9 a.m. IST.
Yeah, yeah, I thought it's Friday.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
it's okay.
My
I mean,
confusion, yeah.
I would have, texted it instead of, telling in the class. Yeah, it's okay, ma'am.
So
Yeah, so
tomorrow, like,
same time, ma'am.
again, the
Yeah, 9,
evening time,
no, 9
your
a.m.
morning.
my morning. So I'll mention it, ma'am. 9, I'll
So
just,
tomorrow can you take early, like
uh,
8 a.m. IST?
not sure, ma'am. No, 9 would be more comfortable for me. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It is like 11:30 night for me.
Okay. I'll see, ma'am. I'll just see what I can do
If
tomorrow.
if there is any
Yeah,
possibility, just
yeah, sure. I'll let you know, ma'am. Okay.
yeah.
But fix for 9, 8, based on my scenario, and I'll just, let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Same time, ma'am, tomorrow and day of tomorrow, both Sunday and, sorry, Saturday and Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. IST.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Bye.
so
Yeah.
much.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.